The controversial image of blackface on campus called for a diversity dialogue.
And seasonal traditions were celebrated at UNCP.
Carolina News Today starts right now.
Carolina News Today is brought to you in part by the Wing Company of Pembroke, serving award-winning wings fresh, not frozen. Live Entertainment Weekly, 703 West 3rd Street in Pembroke. 10% discount for students and teachers every day. TheOriginalWingCo.com.
Student organizations at UNCP organized the panel to discuss steps moving forward to prevent racially offensive incidents. The event was a byproduct of the blackface photo we told you about last week. University administrators were on hand as well. CNT reporter Tyler Shaw tells us more.
Tensions were high as students voiced their opinions at the diversity dialogue held at the University Center Annex. The event was organized by the Student Government Association in response to campus outcry over a resurfaced social media post from 2015. An email sent out by the Chancellor's office reiterated the campus's dedication towards diversity and encouraged students to take part in the dialogue. At the event, President of the UNCP chapter of the NAACP, Nicholas Corman, says that the campus must move forward from the incident.
Well, the incident itself, while unfortunate, what's done is done, and it can't be undone. So moving forward, it's all about education. It's all about ensuring that we have the proper resources and programs in place to ensure that, something like this doesn't happen.
Students had a chance to share their concerns and ask professors and student leaders how they will prevent an issue like this from happening again. Moderator of the dialogue and beat educator Omar Torres said that he believes that students' minds will be eased from the event.
We had a lot of really great discussions, and I do feel like the students left here feeling like there's actually going to be some actions taken in regards to everything that we discussed tonight.
President of the National Panhellenic Council, Paul Anderson, says that while important, the conversation shouldn't end with the night.
I definitely think there were some very strong moments, and I think it was definitely about a very important topic, which is diversity. When you're the most ethnically diverse school east of the Mississippi, it's important to have these conversations, but not just tonight, every single day.
For Carolina News Today, I'm Tyler Shaw.
The Chinese New Year and Spring Festival are similar to our New Year's celebration here in the States. CNT reporter Savannah Thompson shows us how international students celebrate far from home.
The Chinese Spring Festival is an event that happens on campus once a year. The festival itself is over 3,000 years old and has a lot of significance for the Chinese community. It is considered one of the most significant festivals for Chinese around the world. The festival is how the Chinese culture celebrates their New Year. This event helps celebrate the turn of the traditional Chinese calendar. Typically during their New Year's Eve event, there's a dinner. After dinner, the family plays games, lets off fireworks, and they stay up all night to welcome in the new year. On campus, it is very hard for Chinese students to celebrate their culture because they are so far away from home. So the Chinese Student and Scholars Association hosts the Chinese Spring Festival to help them from being homesick. At the event, there were traditional foods and games. There were even karaoke performed in their native language. One student explained that this festival is similar to one of our bigger holidays.
The Chinese Spring Festival is kind of like the Thanksgiving in America. It's really a big festival. Everybody should celebrate it, and everyone of the family gather together, we celebrate.
Honors College Executive Assistant Gordon Bird explained why he brought his family out to the event.
The reason I came out here today is because we're celebrating the Chinese New Year, and the Chinese New Year is a very, very important event in China. Basically, everyone goes home for the Chinese New Year. Everyone comes together as a family for the Chinese New Year, and my family is here today. My wife is Chinese, and she is teaching our children not only Chinese but also how to sing Chinese songs, and so they came tonight and they sang a Chinese New Year song along with some friends from our church.
Study Abroad Coordinator Alex Brandt tells us why this event is important for studying abroad and expanding your knowledge of other countries.
Important when student organizations put on events that are including a group of different people that are trying to connect. So we have the Chinese Student Association that is putting together the Chinese New Year, and then you see a group of other students that are coming together, American students, to help celebrate and kind of bridge the gap and create cross-cultural understanding. So it's one of the reasons that I came out, because I think that cross-cultural understanding is so important for young people, and hopefully it encourages them to maybe travel a little bit.
Many Chinese students feel like this is a great way for them to still feel connected to their home even miles away. For Carolina News Today, I'm Savannah Thompson.
Speaking of traditions, student leaders from the Residence Hall Association attend state, regional, and national conferences every year to grow their leadership skills. They just got back from their state-level conference where they racked up some awards. CNT producer David Brown III is the student advisor to the group and filed this report.
UNCP, go Braves!
UNCP's Residence Hall Association traveled to Raleigh, North Carolina to attend their state conference. The state-level affiliation is NACAR, which stands for the North Carolina Association of Residence Halls. It was hosted by Meredith College this year. 8 delegates and 2 advisors attended the conference. Their main goal when attending conferences is to gain leadership skills and things to bring back to campus. UNCP RHA's Vice President of Hall Council Outreach, Destiny Chambers, says she has gained a lot of transferable skills from the conferences she has attended.
I've attended 3 conferences. I attended on the national level, the South Atlantic region, and the state level. The most beneficial thing that I've gained from all 3 conferences is just communication skills, learning how to adapt in each different environment with so many different people and thousands of people was just a great opportunity, and now I can go out into the professional world and take those skills with me.
They competed in various categories and presented programs for other universities' delegations. Pembroke's delegation brought home multiple awards from conference, including the Spirit Award and the Roll Call Award.
UNC Pembroke.
They also won the North Carolina Plaque Award, which is an annual award given by the NACAR Professional Advisor. The advisor of UNCP RHA, Luciana Hunt, says this award makes her most proud.
The proudest moment is when we were awarded as a group the award from the advisor. We won other things like the roll call and the overall Spirit for conference, but the award that the advisor gave out, I felt like that was something that was not that we had to work for during the conference. It was something like overall that he felt that the RHA here at the university had grown because within 5 years that we have started as an organization.
The Pembroke delegation is one of the youngest in the state, forming only 5 years ago. Being represented on the state board of directors was a dream for them, but now a reality. UNCP RHA's Vice President of Business Administration, Ayana Williams, bidded for the AD of Administration on the NACAR State Board, and she won. She was sworn in during closing ceremony. She says she is proud to represent the university on the state board.
There's so many opportunities in NACAR, and I just feel so grateful to be in that position and to be representing UNC Pembroke.
UNCP's RHA is funded by the Department of Housing and Residence Life and serve as the government for the residence halls. They attend these leadership conferences every year and always bring back great ideas to improve on-campus living at UNCP. For Carolina News Today, I'm David Brown III.
Normally, we don't tell you much about local retail, but the campus bookstore is having a huge sale this week on as much apparel as they can get rid of. Students and staff received an email Tuesday about large markdowns, up to 75% off university-branded clothing. The bookstore is under new management, so they are clearing out old inventory to bring in their own. Shoppers loaded up this week, although most of the deals are on hoodies and sweatshirts that are hardly in season right now.
Hurrying over to the bookstore sale may have been the cause of a collision with some parked cars in front of the Chancellor's house this week. Police say a woman driving an SUV was going as fast as 40 miles per hour despite 2 speed bumps on that stretch of road. She said she was distracted by eating a Girl Scout cookie. The dean of the Honors College came out to find his car pushed into an adjacent vehicle with scratches on his and 2 other cars. The woman was able to drive away and was soon spotted over at the bookstore sale.
Young people gathered at the Livermore Library for a Black History Month event to celebrate the writings of African American authors. CNT reporter Cole Yarbrough tells us it was also an opportunity for the kids to perform publicly.
The Young Voices of the Future event was held at the Mary Livermore Library last week. The event is held to try and give kids a platform to not only be able to express themselves, but also to gain the experience and confidence to be able to speak in front of a crowd of people. The event is hosted by Dr. Robert Canada, who says that this event not only expresses the importance of literature, but helps the kids in more ways than one.
For these young folks to get up and read or recite, it speaks volumes for the teachers, the education system in Robeson County. But again, self-esteem, allowing them to prepare for high school and then on for college and then, for a career in whatever they want to do. Because every job that you have, there's some form of speaking in it. And so if you start early, and they are, then it'll lead them to better success.
Kids from different schools around Robinson County showed up and read off some of their favorite excerpts from different poems and literature. Proud parents watched as their kids got up and performed what they had been practicing for weeks at home. One of Dr. Canada's helpers echoed the mindset and statements of Dr. Canada when asked about what he thought this event was all about.
Well, my role was minor. I just stayed in the backgrounds and kind of let the kids shine. And the whole purpose of this event was to let the kids show their education and show their passion for reading, because those are our future leaders.
Recitations weren't the only thing that took place. Some kids decided to showcase their vocals instead. Other guests also got up and performed their talents as leaders in their community. Food was provided after the event was over, sponsored by Bojangles Iced Tea, and featuring hot wings and other side dishes. Dr. Canada says he hopes the event can be grown upon come next year by reaching out a little bit further than he has in the past.
With the response from tonight and with so many of our young students actually going on to high school, I think it's important for us to reach out to the high schools, because right now we were focusing on K through 7th grade, but I think it's important to reach out to the high schools in the area. So that's what our goal will be for next year.
For Carolina News Today, I'm Cole Yarbrough.
Reading skills are certainly important, and with that in mind, the Scotland County Literacy Council hosts an annual fundraiser to support their efforts. This means Taste of the Town was back this year in Laurinburg. CNT reporter Brianna Brookins checked it out.
It was begun years before I became the director, so it kind of became an annual fundraising event. Originally on the Taste of the Town, there was really no theme per se. It was just a get together and, have fun and food. And I kind of wanted to spruce it up. I look forward to seeing people coming in, and their excitement excites me. I'm not originally from Laurinburg, so it gives me an opportunity to meet people from Laurinburg. It's interesting to watch the families come in and friends that haven't seen each other maybe in a while, or even may have seen each other last week, and it's like a reunion of sorts. We had 19 vendors this time, and what we do is we just approach anybody in the community and the surrounding area and let them know what our goal is, what our project is, and ask them would they be willing to provide tastes for 250 to 300 people. This year Campbell Soup was our big table sponsor. They're good to help us out.
650, you can't put your hand up like that. 650? Okay, 650. It's amazing that people were bidding for those cakes and pies. I mean, the amounts of money that they were willing to give for a chocolate cake or a pecan pie, that was kind of strange, but people know what they like and know what they enjoy, so that was a good thing. And it's going for a good cause, so I think that's more important than anything.
Turns out we made the biggest profit we've made in the 5 years that I've been the director here. We made $3,334. Within the literacy as a nonprofit, our programs are sponsored or funded by different grants that we apply for. And so it's challenging to find grants that help with operating expenses, overhead, and salaries, utilities. So we have to compensate with our own fundraisers to pay those bills. We need volunteer tutors desperately. You can contact us by calling us at 910-276-7007. Our email is sclc@sc.twcbc.com.
The Departments of Music and History held their annual Songs and Stories event in GPAC this week. The program featured various readings and musical numbers from both the Civil War era and the Civil Rights era. Performers included members of the student body and faculty, the University Chorale, the UNCP Jazz Combo, and many more, including the final performance of local children. The pieces highlighted hardships from each time period and demonstrated the evolution of American music. Billy Graham's son took a moment this week to thank the people of North Carolina Monday for honoring his father. The evangelist served as religious counsel to U.S. presidents for almost half a century and died last week at 99 years old. He is lying in repose inside his boyhood home on the site of the Billy Graham Library in Charlotte. Former Presidents George W. Bush and Bill Clinton paid their respects this week. Franklin Graham says the support shown by the people of North Carolina has been overwhelming.
I want to say, first of all, I just want to say thank you to the people of North Carolina for their outpouring of love and support for my father, our family. Driving from Asheville to Charlotte on Saturday is something I'll never forget. Every overpass, every interchange, hundreds, in some places thousands of people. And I'm just so grateful for the support, and I want to thank you all for the coverage. And of course, we're very grateful that the President, Bush, came today with Laura. That was a great honor. And so to the people of North Carolina, I want to say thank you. Thank you for your kindness to my father. He would say this is too much about Billy Graham. He wouldn't be happy. He wanted it to be more about the Lord Jesus Christ. So thank you so very much, and God bless you.
An invitation-only service and burial will be held in Charlotte on March 2nd. Graham will be laid to rest next to his wife, Ruth. Meanwhile, a South Carolina church has been vandalized with derogatory messages about Graham. The graffiti was discovered Sunday at Life Spring Church in Simpsonville. The phrase, "Go with the devil," was spray-painted on the building in Spanish, along with some other sayings. Police say there are no suspects to be identified. Baseball and softball bring in Peach Belt honors once again.
And Braves basketball sends both teams to postseason play.
Sports are up next with Dolphus Pearson III.
Hearts for the Arts helps make arts experiences possible for everyone, whether providing tickets for less advantaged patrons, making programs accessible for guests with disabilities, or providing programming for schools through our On Stage for Youth series. Hearts for the Arts guarantees that more people can enjoy GPAC programs. For more than 40 years, Givens Performing Arts Center on the campus of the University of North Carolina at Pembroke has provided culturally rich and diverse entertainment to the university and the Southeast region, building on its mission, changing lives through education. Studies show that the arts can play a significant role in the development of children and the enrichment of the community. You can make a difference today by giving to GPAC's Hearts for the Arts Fund. Enhance the lives of others and enrich lives with art. Give online by visiting uncp.edu/give and choose Givens Performing Arts Center in the donation form. That's uncp.edu/give.
I came to the University of North Carolina at Pembroke for big school opportunities at a place that feels like home.
I love our rich diversity and strong traditions.
And because UNCP is an NC Promise school, I'll graduate with a world-class education without a mountain of debt.
Learn more and apply today at uncp.edu or call 910-521-6262. Our promise, your opportunity. uncp.edu.
I have big plans for my future, and I can get there from here.
Fairmont High School has been stellar on the hardwood all season. After an early loss this season to West Columbus in triple overtime, the Golden Tornadoes have gone on a rampage and collected an amazing 26 consecutive wins. But arguably, their toughest test will be against the Clinton Dark Horses in the fourth round of the 2A state playoffs. Fairmont battled a much bigger Clinton team. Junior Javon Morris led the Golden Tornadoes in scoring with 13 points, and senior Corey Addison, a Fayetteville State signee, registered 12 points. Clinton boasted a lot of athleticism and size on the offensive side. They broke down Fairmont's fast-paced offense with an efficient 2-3 zone. Fairmont fought hard after being down by 12 at half. However, Clinton's Daquan Lassane had a monstrous night, recording 22 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals. The team went on to stop the Golden Tornadoes in their tracks, eliminating them from further playoff contention. The final score was 80-56. The baseball team finished just before the rain in their home series over the weekend against Lander University. The Braves swept the Bearcats in their first game of the series. They won 18-8. Pembroke had multiple runs in the first 3 innings to take a 7-1 advantage. In the second game, the team topped Lander again with 15 hits in the first 5 innings. The last game was a little closer when the Bearcats rallied late in the game, but the Braves held off Lander for the 13-11 victory. After the baseball team's 3-game sweep, third baseman Trey Jacobs picked up PBC Freshman of the Week honors. Over the weekend, he accounted for a pair of doubles, 5 RBIs, and 4 runs scored. The freshman also drew 2 walks and a pair of sacrifice flies. He was also perfect in the field with 7 total defensive chances. The softball team brought in their own Freshman of the Week honors. Freshman Kara Davis has been on fire. She started 5 games and has hammered out 4 home runs. Davis is also tied for 5th in batting average in the Peach Belt Conference. With the help of Davis, the team's winning streak is now up to 7, with victories coming against Converse and Barton over the weekend at the Mid-South Classic. The team also beat number 25th ranked Carson Newman and have held opponents to 3 runs or less in the last 5 outings, including their shutout of Converse. 4 UNCP wrestlers will continue their season, having qualified for the national championship in Iowa. Nick Daggett, Tyler McCosey, Eric Milks, and Rodney Shepard each secured a top 4 finish on Saturday afternoon at the Super Regionals. Daggett, Milk, and Shepard all finished perfect in their consolation brackets. These results give the Braves wrestling program multiple qualifiers for the first time since the 2014-2015 season. Senior night ended in disappointing fashion for the women's basketball team. They ended their regular season with a loss to Flagler and finished the season with a 10-16 record. Senior Nala Allen and Casey Drayton both led the team in scoring with 13 points apiece. This was a career high for Drayton, and Allen also managed to earn her 7th double-double of the season, adding 13 rebounds to her box score. Unlike the women, the men's team had a celebratory senior night against Flagler. Senior Nigel Grant scored a game-high 21 points to help the men's team claim the Peach Belt Conference regular season championship for the 2nd straight season. This was the Braves' 22nd victory in the last 24 home games. Brandon Watts had a fitting senior night as well. He brought in 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists, enabling Coach Miller and company to cut down that net after the game. The women and men were back in action last night, with the women taking on number 1 seed North Georgia in the Peach Belt quarterfinals. Unfortunately, the Braves season came to an end last night when they lost the game 58-49. However, the men faced Georgia Southwestern in the Jones Center, and the black and gold came out on top with a score of 70-54. They will advance to the semifinals when they face Francis Marion. That's it for me. Back to the studio.
Thanks, DP. I'm Alexis Clinton.
And I'm Bryant Reed. We're off next week for spring break. See you in mid-March.